Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this particular video, we'll be looking into the difference between Z-test and T-test. I already have covered each of these tests with its numerical in the previous videos. So if you haven't seen that, please have a look at it. So without further delay, let's start. So first we'll look an overview of Z-test and T-test. Both of these tests are parametric hypothesis tests which are used to determine whether there is a significant difference between the population mean and the sample mean, or between two sample means also, depending on the type of test you are talking about. So this is all about the usage of both of these tests. Both these tests actually assumes that your data is normally distributed or it follows a Gaussian distribution. These tests are used for achieving the same goal, but if you have certain different scenarios, then based on your scenarios, the specific tests are gonna be used. So now let's have a look at the actual comparison table between these two tests based on certain criteria. So here I have some criteria on the left. On the right I have a partition Z test and T test. So the very first criteria is sample size. Now if your sample size is large, let's say it is greater than 30, then in that case you can use Z test. It is better for larger sample size. If your sample size is smaller, wherein in real world cases we cannot get always large sample size, in that case we can simply go for T test, which holds good when your sample size is lesser than 30, that means small size. Next we have a criteria of population standard deviation. Now let's say if we have the population standard deviation with us, then in that case we can go for Z test. But there are multiple cases actually wherein we won't be having the population standard deviation or variance. Therefore, in that particular case, when we don't have such population standard deviation, we can go for T test. Because of these two things, small sample size and unknown population standard deviation, T test is widely used and the first appropriate choice. Now talking about the distribution, Z test follows normal Z distribution and T test follow a T distribution. Talking about the degrees of freedom, in the previous videos I already have covered the concept of degrees of freedom in the T test. In Z test, see, in Z test, this degrees of freedom is not required for calculation of the Z value. We don't require this particular degrees of freedom. And in T test, we require this degrees of freedom because based on this only we calculate the T critical and the decision we make with the help of this degrees of freedom. So here it is required, and how we can calculate it? We can simply calculate it with this formula n minus 1, where n is your total number of samples in your uh, where n is the total number of data points in your sample. Next criteria is critical values. So over here in Z test, there are certain fixed critical values. Like for example, minus 1.96 to plus 1.96, and it could be minus 2.58 to plus 2.58. So how we could come to a decision to accept or reject the null hypothesis when your Z value that is computed with the help of the formula lies in between these ranges, like minus 1.96 to plus 1.96, then in that case you need to accept the null hypothesis, otherwise you can reject it. Same goes for this particular threshold. Now these thresholds are based on your level of significance, that is the alpha value. I already have discussed it in the previous videos. Now, talking about the t-test, the critical values varies. The critical values changes with the degrees of freedom. So, because this new parameter gets initiated in this particular t-test, degree of freedom, based on this, the critical values differs. It won't be fixed. Now the next criteria is standard deviation. So I already have discussed in the second point that in the Z test we require the population standard deviation. In the formula it is like that, and in T test we do not require the population standard deviation. Instead we require the samples standard deviation. Now obviously sample standard deviation will be available to us because sample is available with us, right? So that is why it's easier in terms of T test. Next, talking about the tail shape criteria, the Z test follows a standard normal tail, and the T test has heavier or fatter tail ends. Now, talking about the practical usage, Z tests are used theoretically or for the quality control. For such scenarios where we have all these requirements satisfied, where we have larger sample or known population standard deviation, and in that case, in practical usage, we could use it in these domains. And talking about the t-test, t-tests are widely used in real world research wherein we do not require larger sample or standard deviation of the population. It becomes very much easier for us to use t-test, so that is why it is widely used. So I hope by this particular comparison table, the actual comparison, the cutoff between these two, z-test and t-test, is crystal clear to you all. Now that we have seen the actual differences, let's have a look at the formula based differences between these two. So here I have listed the formula for z-test and for the t-test also. So looking at the formula, let's have a look at the z-test. Z value is equals to x bar minus mu whole divided by, in brackets, population standard deviation divided by square root of n. And on the right hand side, the formula is same, except the population standard deviation, we have this particular samples standard deviation. You can see the breakdown of all these parameters is listed in here. I also have covered both of these formulas in the previous video, so if you haven't seen that, please have a look at it. So by looking at these two formulas, we can spot one key difference in these two formulas, that z test uses the population standard deviation, which must be known, while the t test uses the sample standard deviation calculated from the data, where when the population standard deviation is unknown. So this is the only key difference between both these formula. Talking about the degrees of freedom, already discussed in the previous one of the points, z-test does not require the degree of freedom. It uses standard normal table directly, whereas the t-test requires degree of freedom, where it is computed with the help of the formula n minus 1, where n is the number of sample data points in the sample. Here, the critical value depends on the degree of freedom. By this particular degree of freedom and the level of significance alpha, we can simply calculate the critical t value from the t table. So I hope the formula comparison is also clear to you all. Now, let's be very clear when to use which type of test. So, let's say we have a scenario wherein the population standard deviation is known to us. Okay, the sigma value is known to us. Then in that case, we could simply go for z test blindly. Okay, because this is something which is very much, difficult to get. But if we have this, we could simply go for it. Z test. So if we don't have this population standard deviation, then we could simply check for another case wherein is our sample size n is lesser than 30 or not. If it is lesser than 30, we can simply go straight to the t-test. If it is greater than 30, still we have no other choice, because population standard deviation is not known to us. Therefore, we'll also move to t-test this time also. So it's not mandatory that if your sample size is smaller, then only you should use t-test. Okay, if you don't have standard deviation of population, then by default you need to go for t-test. There are other tests too, which we'll be discussing in the upcoming videos. So I hope the usage of both these tests, when to use it, in what cases we need to use it, is clear to you all. So with this, we come to the end of the video, and I hope the actual difference is clear to you all. If you guys have any single doubt, then you can straight away put it in the comment section. I'll be happy to solve it. For more such videos, do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell icon, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Please join me on Telegram. Thanks for watching. Have a good day ahead.